All right, so here we are in Philippians chapter 1, verses 12 through 26. And so I'm going to read through this, and then you guys can read along with me. And it says, I want you to know, my dear brothers and sisters, that everything, notice this word, that everything that has happened to me here has helped to spread the good news. Now, you know what's beautiful about this when you read this? Remember last week we were reminded that Paul is writing this letter from a Roman prison. And so he's surrounded by guards day and night. He does not have freedoms that you and I have normally walking around. He is in jail. And he's there for one reason, not because he did anything offensive other than spreading the gospel. That was his only crime. And so here we are. He says, everything that has happened to me here has helped to spread the good news. For everyone here, including the whole palace guard. Another word that some of you guys may know with Roman history is the Praetorium. They were the ones that were close to Caesar. They were the ones that guarded Caesar. Everyone here, including the whole palace guard, knows that I'm in chains because of Christ. And because of my imprisonment, most of the believers here have gained confidence and boldly speak God's message without fear. It's true that some are preaching out of jealousy and rivalry, but others preach about Christ in pure motives. They preach because they love me, for they know I have been appointed to defend the good news. Those orders do not have pure motives. Those others do not have pure motives as they preach about Christ. They preach with selfish ambition, not sincerely intending to make my chains more painful to me. But that doesn't matter. Whether their motives are false or genuine, the message about Christ is being preached either way. So I rejoice. And I will continue to rejoice. He's in jail. For I know that as you pray for me and the Spirit of Jesus Christ helps me, this will lead to my deliverance. We're going to continue on in verse 20. For I fully expect and hope that I will never be ashamed, but that I will continue to be bold for Christ as I have been in the past. Love that verse right there. We're going to get to this later on. And I trust that my life will bring honor to Christ, whether I live or die. For to me, living means living for Christ, and dying is even better. But if I live, I can do more fruitful work for Christ. So I really don't know which is better. I'm torn between the two desires. I long to go and be with Christ, which would be far better for me. But for your sakes, it is better that I continue to live. Knowing this, I'm convinced that I will remain alive so I can continue to help all of you grow and experience the joy of your faith. And when I come to you again, you will have even more reason to take pride in Christ Jesus because of what he is doing through me. Man, there's a lot in these verses. And I get so excited when I read this. I'm going to tell you a couple places we're going to go so you can know where we're going to land today. One, we're going to be talking about joy in the midst of heartache, in the midst of difficult circumstances. We're going to be talking about being bold and having courage. Because even in the midst of Paul's prison cell, he's still being bold for the gospel. It doesn't shake him. It doesn't cause him to shrink back. It doesn't cause him to change his story. It causes him to remain bold for what he's been doing. And he knows his life purpose. And so today, another thing we're going to talk about is purpose. How do we get there? How do we become more bold even in our own faith? When we are not in a jail cell, but yet when someone pushes back against us in our culture, we have a tendency to go, oh, I'm good. I offended somebody. Let me shrink back a little. That's not the gospel message. That is not what Jesus wants us to do. That is not the way of Jesus. And so those are some things we're going to land on today and talk about. So I'm really excited about that.